leftovers, or the DMV,
Number 97.
or house cleaning, or Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
I'm interested to hear how that comes out.
Which part? Oh, is it like...
It's recording the recording.
That's fascinating.
Oh, God. This is going to be such a shit show for like a month and a half.
That's fine.
Just trying to figure this shit out.
I mean, that's the best part.
Yeah.
It's called bonding with your equipment.
Yeah, I guess. Jesus Christ. It's been a long year, okay?
I trust me, I know. It's been a long week.
Oh, anyway. If you haven't guessed already, we're back with Devlyn. He decided to fill in the empty slot for tonight because I had an empty slot and everybody bailed. So,
I don't know. I decided, why the fuck not? I also was like 5 beers deep on a empty stomach, so.
Do you regret it?
No.
Okay. That's all that counts.
So I was looking up a synthesizer splitter. I was going to try to donate again.
Oh, there's a good one you can get that has like a 4-way on it.
Oh, no. Nicorette gum popped up.
Oh.
I'm on Amazon.
That's not what I had in mind, but I'll take Nicorette too. You know, I'm not mad at you.
I don't know why that popped up. What are they called?
That would be a headphone splitter, so to speak.
Fair enough.
I think. I don't know. We found some pretty sick ass remote ones.
A remote splitter sounds cool, but that would add delay.
It definitely would. So it wires off and then it hangs to the side is kind of what we need.
Yeah, I see those. I just don't see the one. What's that size jack? It's not one. It's not.
That would be the 3.5 millimeter.
That's 3.5 millimeter.
Fuck, I don't know.
How about I just?
Oh, you know what? No, I don't know.
That's standard size.
That's the quarter.
The quarter. All right, I'm just gonna look up fucking audio jack sizes.
We're gonna hope for the best.
Well, I know it's one step above
the little guy.
Yeah.
So how's your week been?
It's been a long week.
You have an important job, so I'm interested.
So
many lives lay in your hands.
On Monday, I got locked out of my computer multiple times, which at this point I think would be considered a security issue, but...
Did they blame it on you again?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I've gone the full circle from, like, offsite, onsite, offsite, onsite. It's my fault. No, it's not my fault. Oh, it's the whole server. And then I'm like, well, if it's a tampered server, why does no one care?
Then, yeah, we have a bigger issue because Honeywell is under attack.
And then... I also got randomly drug tested for the second time in 3 months.
Sweet, dude. All that heroin pop up?
No, but I might get popped for fucking ketamine. That's a joke.
I was like...
I heard the immediate pause.
Can we talk about this off air, or...
Would that be 6.35 millimeter?
Probably, dude. I don't know.
I don't know. I've lost interest. I'm sure this is completely fucking useless for anybody.
So you've had a long fucking week.
Yeah, it was fun. I also got a raise, so that was pretty cool.
That's a really weird twist to throw in there.
Yeah. It's been fun. I also, for the last 2 days, everything that's moved from, like, certain locations has my name on it because I turned into, like, a fucking over-inspector. So I've just been checking all the work that's been going out of the cell and then, like, through another portion.
A lot more responsibility.
Yeah, I hate to say that I'm getting paid for it now, so it's like
Oh shit!
I don't
that's
enjoy
funny.
looking at a monitor though. That's the problem.
Dude, it's a lot more mentally excruciating than I think a lot of people understand.
Well, yeah, because I have to remember, I have to do the same like 20 steps over and over again, and I keep forgetting which steps I'm on.
That's fucking fun.
So I just restart the whole process to keep it going. I'm still faster than the other guy that was doing it.
Wow.
That guy has like 15 weeks of fucking vacation, or like 16 weeks. Something insane.
It's funny because you have like almost like an office job, and I quite literally fucking don't. And my job feels like an office job to me. I'm so bored.
It's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. Talking about? Oh, well, we can just...
Yeah, I'm not sure. We had an abrupt pause, everybody, so... if that continues on like nothing just happened, that's because we just are acting like nothing just happened.
Yeah.
Talking about baggy clothes and fitting clothes and
midriff and...
Midriff.
Here's the thing. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be wearing baggy pants, or I'm not gonna not be wearing baggy pants. I can't wear skinny jeans.
Well, there's a medium, right?
Do you realize I look like a fucking walking muffin? If I were to...
Do you know that there's a medium? You don't have to wear skinny jeans.
No, but 501s fit nice.
Okay. Well, you can get like different cuts and like different fits and relaxed and all
Sage,
kinds
do you
of
do
or
all
you
that?
or yes, I do actually.
Do you you actually like you research your pants?
No, well, I have to. Have you seen my ass?
Have you seen mine?
Do you got booty problems?
No, I got fucking frog butt. It doesn't exist when I'm wearing clothes.
Oh. Well,
It
see,
barely exists when I'm naked.
That's I saw it in my head. See, that's a problem I'm not familiar with.
Why,
so
you
now
got a big butt?
Dude, I got fucking ass.
Well, fuck you and your donk.
It's not a good thing. Half the time, it fucking makes it rip in places I don't need it to rip.
I don't have that problem. My biggest problem is the fact that like where my waist starts and where like my genitalia ends has like such a long distance from each other in comparison to like other people.
Boy, if I wasn't such a fucking decent human being, I'd say I have a lot of questions.
I got long legs and no torso. Most of my height's in my legs.
Boy, you fucking you show it differently.
That's because I wear baggy clothing to make me look like a normal sized person.
Okay. That's fair. Jesus Christ.
Well, there's a full circle.
It's not full circle because I still haven't. I can't say I haven't seen it. I haven't. I have, but I haven't. Not that I need to see my nephew. Just get it off. Take it all off.
You told me that you were jealous that you were the only person in the room that hasn't seen my balls.
Yes, I have not, and I don't think at this point that I'm jealous.
You have.
No, I've told you
because
that
right after that, it was on my birthday. Actually, it was like my 21st or 22nd birthday.
For sure, I've been on the receiving end. I saw your ass while you were showing your balls.
That's a fair enough point.
So that was funnier than fuck.
Well, that was the night when Dustin poured beer all over my balls.
It was because I didn't know what the fuck just happened in front of me. Yeah.
I think I was trying to play ping pong with it too.
Your balls?
Well, like my peener, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm not that kind of person anymore.
You've made a solid transition away from that.
That's small.
I'm not gonna say. No, I didn't say small. I said solid. No pun intended.
I went from being a kind of like a frat boy kind of deal, without the frat.
Did you do that for you, or did you do that because of motherfuckers?
What do you mean by that? Like,
I don't know why.
People saying like, "Oh, you won't show your dick," or like,
no. Why'd you make that change?
Because after a certain age, it's no longer funny to flash your dick or your balls.
According to who?
Society. After a certain age, it just turns into weird.
Okay. The question of where is a different story, but at your own home, at your own party, you can do your thing.
At the age of 24, it's no longer like as funny as it's like, oh, he's doing it again. And so like there's a certain like when you're like 21, 22, it's just funny because everyone's drinking, having a good time. It's a party. Oh, look, there's a dick out. Haha. But like, once you start getting like into a certain age, pulling your dick out at a party is no longer like an entertaining thing, and now it's like, you're approaching like sex offender territory.
You are
after a certain age,
and that's why I specified where.
I mean,
so I see where you're at. The only thing I have a problem with
it's
is
just being young and dumb versus being like, why? Like, if you see a 35-year-old just decide to pull his dick out, that immediately turns into like a weird.
I mean, if I were to recoup and have a party with most of the motherfuckers I know, then I'm sure at least one of those assholes is gonna pull his dick out. And I am almost 35.
That's true, but I don't want to be that guy.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to be that guy, that's fine.
Being like 23 years old, I was like, all right, maybe this is getting a little out of hand.
I feel like, if I'm being honest, you might have just had certain people barking in your ear.
There really wasn't. I never had anyone telling me not to.
And I disagree, first of all. And now you have a respectable relationship to look out for.
That's a very good point.
And that, of course, would be my ultimate stopper right there. It would be, because if you think about it, if she was doing the same thing...
That's a very good point,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If she was walking around flashing everybody, I'd be like, hey, listen, you maybe shouldn't do that. Maybe keep those things in your shirt.
That's a
also,
good point.
like, I would tell you the same. Maybe keep your dick in your pants for your lady. But...
Also, I'm not a comedian, so there's no, like, punchline to it all.
I feel like you should have been at one point, though.
I feel like if my life didn't go so well, I probably would have been.
Oh, my God. I love that statement. I love that statement so much. Considering the last episode. Oh, that's such a great statement. My life didn't go so well. It's perfect.
No, it's true, though. Like, if I never got the job that I have now, I would still probably just be, like, kind of transient with my jobs. Like,
dude, in all seriousness, when you landed that fucking job, I was like the proudest fucking uncle on this planet. Wholeheartedly, dude. I was like, holy fucking shit.
Dude, there was so much dedication trying to get
This
that
motherfucker
job.
went to trade school and got the job he went to trade school for. I was like, this dickhead is going to surpass everybody.
I'm doing pretty good. I think right now, with that raise, I think I'm real close to being the highest paid person in the family.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I'm not talking about between you and I. I'm talking about you and I against everybody else, but I think you and I are top 1 and 2.
Well, I just surpassed...
If not the same.
I'm like not... what am I? I think I'm like $6 or $7 grand a year away from the next tax bracket. And that kind of scares me. That's like...
Yeah, that's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
That's almost something you don't want to dabble in.
Yeah, last year I broke the tax bracket because of all my overtime, and I saw that on my taxes, and I feel like I made less money because of that.
Yeah, so yeah, my paychecks are above that. So I get a lot of taxes taken out, and it's not funny anymore.
No. I feel like it's bullying.
It's like you're just getting pushed around because you make more.
Hey man, I worked hard for this.
Yeah. Can I have that back?
Oh, no, it's so bad. Between, like, medical and, like, my 401k and all of that, it looks like I have a child on my paycheck. Like,
dude.
It looks like I pay child support.
It's legitimately...
It's 33%.
Yeah, it's legitimately almost like $1,000 away from you.
It's legitimately that.
It sucks. But anyway, it would be a lot fucking cooler if prices on everything would stop going up. That'd be great.
That's the other problem.
Yeah. So we're just chasing that at this point. It's a pipe dream. Yeah, I make more. So does the state.
I just bought chorizo today, and I bought 2 sticks of chorizo. And they're the standard one. Like, the one that you buy at, like, Ranch Market.
Okay, so did you get it from the Ranch Market?
No, I got it from Safeway, because we were there because we had to do something else.
Oh, how bad was it?
I looked at it. It was like $40 for fucking 2 sticks, and I'm like, it's chorizo.
You paid $40 for 2 sticks of chorizo?
I didn't look at it, because I was like, there's no way this is going to be more than, like, $4 for these fucking chorizos.
I'm not going to the store anymore. I'm just not going to do it.
I was like...
I'm going to start killing the neighbor's animals. I'm over it.
I'm not going to lie. Dog does kind of look tasty now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I got a lot of neighborhood cats.
I'm saying
We got this one named Bobcat. we can convince Bobcat. We just feed it some like hamburger pate, and
I'm gonna take up archery right now.
you only want to do that because Andrew Schultz had a lucky shot.
It's funny you say that because I listened to that today. I only want to do that to take out neighborhood cats,
I can just give you my BB gun.
which sounds equally as fun. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's pretty nice. It's an M14.
Oh, God, dude, we just talked about this, and I still forget that you fucking moved.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking neighborhood has a shit ton of wildcats.
Well, every fucking neighborhood has a bunch of wildcats.
I know, but there's a shit ton of them over there. I know because I lived with Dustin for a while.
It's not as bad, but there's 4 that just keep getting fed by like 3 of the neighbors. And like they leave water out for them and everything. I'm like, there's wild pigeons everywhere.
Right.
Like there's a dead pigeon on the other side of my patio, and none of the cats have eaten it.
That's saying something.
That's how fed those cats are.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Also, Bobcat is fixed, as evidenced by its snipped ear. I learned that recently. If you see a wild cat but its ear is snipped,
Mm-hmm.
then that means that it's already been caught and they released it after fixing it.
No shit. I did not know that. I
Yeah,
just thought they were fucked up from being fucked up.
Nope, they vaccinate the cats and then fix them and then release them.
To die.
Well, obviously they're not gonna die.
Leftovers or the DMV
Number 97.
or house cleaning or Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
They're fucking cats.
Well,
If you did that with a dog, it'd be a lot different. But dogs also. Why are you looking at me like that?
he just stares at you. He's like, "What about dogs, bro?"
You can't just release dogs like that.
No, you can't.
Because dogs get packs and they become like a part of the wild. They become part of the ecosystem,
They
or they just die out. Like
They just get skinny and die.
it's either that or they become real feral. They're like pigs.
They are. They're fucking gnarly.
You have a nice coat on you, man.
He doesn't have a fuck to give.
I just like that your dog stares at me. Like not even have like any malice or anything. He just like he thinks I'm pretty.
He usually looks through people's souls, so he's good for it.
Well, he's trying to figure me out.
He's a little special, but that's okay. He loves everybody a little too much.
So Santana and I have been we like to send each other fucked up things. Like
Oh boy.
people breaking bones or like stuff like that.
Perfect.
And every time he sends me one that's like a wrestling related injury, it gives me like PTSD.
I can only imagine you wrestled.
Did I ever tell you I watched one of my friends break his back?
No.
Yeah. He sent me a picture of this guy trying to do a flying armbar jiu-jitsu, like a standing one. And he lands on his neck and you can hear his neck pop.
That's a wrestling video?
That one was a jiu-jitsu video. But like there was one wrestling video where this guy was like trying to like he was trying to like escape, and when he went to escape, he like fell like right here, and then his back goes backwards and you hear it pop.
I think I saw that one. Was it in the high school gym?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw that video, and I
Yeah.
had to watch it like 4 times. And as soon as you hear the...
It's so bad.
And then he screams, and
It's-
you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, the way the guy that I know, he got slammed, and when he got slammed, he was like trying to like move out of it in the air, and he just landed wrong, and I was like, oh my god. And then I wrestled right after him, so that was cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was. One of my friends also like, he went to post out, and when he posted out, so like the guy's behind him, he's just like trying to maintain his ground. He puts his arm back. And when he puts his arm back, you're supposed to keep it bent, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, because if you overextend, it's going to go the wrong way.
Yeah, so he did everything right. And then the guy chopped his arm, and when he chopped his arm, his his arm went 90 degrees.
At the forearm?
Yeah. And then I had to wrestle like 2 after that guy. It was... I've seen a lot of random injuries that it's weird.
I could do without them.
I don't like them. It's one thing to like watch a video. It's another thing to see it. Like,
Yeah, no, I can only fucking imagine. Because when you see it in person, it's probably going to put you into some degree of shock.
and then because you're in high school sports,
You're also
no
not
one gives
gonna,
a shit about that.
Yeah, you're
shock.
also not going to understand.
Yeah. This was also like 2010 when concussions didn't exist.
Oh, yeah. We just barely started having a conversation about CTE.
Yeah.
Barely.
In like 2014, like I remember my coach being like, concussion this, concussion that, CTE doesn't exist. You're just a pussy. And I'm like, oh my god.
That's the end of an era right there, folks.
Yeah, that he retired like the year after I graduated.
Dear Lord. Wow. Well,
Good times all around on there.
yeah, I don't think I have any real solid injury stories. I mean,
I remember when Santana told me that he broke his pelvic bone. Well, she's gonna cuddle up. She's comfortable.
that looked more like cold.
It's also that.
When the fuck was he a wrestler too?
Yeah, he wrestled his senior year. So it was me, Ryan, and him in wrestling at the same time. James wrestled the year before I was there. Jacob tried to wrestle in 7th grade and never went past it. Jace wrestled 1 year. Yeah. I think most of the guys on the Pescara side has wrestled.
Sweet. Bunch of little scrappers.
Yeah, Dustin's the only one that didn't wrestle, but he did judo, which is kind of just wrestling without fighting on the ground.
And old school breakdancing,
Yeah.
which is also kind of cool.
It's kind of crazy how athletic our family is. And
Yeah, I just missed that bus.
no, you didn't, because you were playing drums.
I would have been, if my mom would have let me, I would have been football, and I promise you that.
Okay, fair enough, but I don't care what people say about marching band. That is definitely that's physical.
It's not fucking easy.
No, it's
That's
not.
for goddamn sure, dude.
No.
They used to make us, if we fuck up, you do laps.
Like, I know that it's not a sport,
No, it's not a sport, but
but
it's physical.
it's a very physical activity. That
Yeah.
does require an amount of athleticism.
Which is amazing, because I was chunky.
Oh, I wasn't a chunker in high school, but I was a chunker outside of high school, and I'm an undercover chunker.
Undercover chunker.
If I want to, I could eat like the whole pizza, but I stop at half.
Closet chunker.
I'm closeted.
I love it. Closet chunker. Oh, shit.
Undercover chunker.
Oh, God, dude. That's good. So, it's completely off topic, but I figure, at the very least, I wanted to have one mildly serious topic
Okay.
and just see what you thought, because it's interesting to me. It's kind of a weird place that people place themselves in. It's not a recent problem. I'm just curious because I've witnessed it. You ever been in like, I'm not gonna use the word altercation because that's not the right word, but like a back and forth with somebody you know, just like a disagreement, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it'll go on a couple of days, whatever the case may be, and then somebody else that is completely irrelevant to the situation will decide to interject themselves into the problem and become part of the problem.
Yeah, and I've reacted poorly to those situations, and I've learned since then how to not act poorly.
Did you say you've acted poorly towards them?
Oh, yeah.
You
The person that interjects?
yeah.
Yeah.
Your reaction was bold. Like,
Yeah, no, it was a wrong reaction.
why?
Well, because when someone interjects, they think that they're adding something that's important, whether it's like a third party or it's for one side or the other.
For some reason, somebody that has nothing to do with the situation feels like, oh, I'm going to be the solution right here, and I'm going to fix this.
Yeah, and they never are.
No.
But, yeah, no, I've reacted poorly because I went off on them, and then it was uncalled for. But then I was like, oh, I should probably not do that and should probably just let the person know. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without sounding like I've learned it's not acceptable means of action for you to get angry at the person trying to interject, because that just feeds into whatever their agenda is. In reality, it's just one of those things where it's like, you're not mad at them, so you shouldn't be that way towards them. It's also one of those things where it's like, don't go to sleep when you're angry. Like, try to at least find some sort of peace before you go to sleep. And that doesn't mean stay up. Like, 'cause I know some people that, like, when they get mad, they just don't sleep. And then they just stay up for, like, a day and a half. I'm like, no, you're just making yourself more angry.
Can't sleep.
Yeah. Well, it's like, some people, like, force themselves to stay up when they're angry. And that's weird to me as well. Like, when someone interjects in something that's not their business, I've learned to just be like, hey, man, I appreciate it. It's not necessary here.
Does that go over? Has it gone over well?
Doing that goes over a lot. Okay, so if the person agrees with that, then it ends up like, then they're just a good person. It ends up good. If they decide to keep going after that, well, then I just never talk to them again, because they're a toxic person and they're just trying to interject in whatever drama is there, when sometimes that altercation isn't even a drama, it's just miscommunication in the first place.
Right, and that's most of the time between the two originals, that's typically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That can be situated with a small conversation and communication.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's like, in like a friendship or a relationship, most of the time when someone's mad at each other, it's because of a miscommunication. It's never really because of like a real issue. If it's because of like an actual like thing, then like, okay, there's a difference between like a miscommunication and like not having like the best communication skills to figure it out, versus you cheated on them, or like something like that, or like you lied to them about doing something. Like when you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have a girls' night out, and then it turns out you went to a house party with a couple of their male friends, and you're like, well, what the fuck was that? That's a blatant lie.
yeah, that's a little different though.
But like just miscommunication over like, oh, I thought you were going to do that. Like something like that is a lot different.
Well, when something, regardless of the relationship status, it could be between you and I, me and my girl, blah blah blah, it doesn't matter. When something gets misperceived as an insinuation rather than a question.
Oh yeah, like a yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's because I hear shit.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of this. I hear shit sometimes the way my brain wants to hear shit.
Yeah.
And it's not ever that way. So
I get what you mean by that one.
And I've grown to understand that sometimes I just need time to process.
Oh yeah, I'm still figuring that out for myself. Like,
yeah. And that's why when I'm not given that time and somebody else feels the need to interject, I'm like,
yeah, well,
come on,
yeah, 100%. Like,
get the fuck out of here.
I've been told by more than a few people that I'm a little stubborn, and
I don't think you're stubborn. You're just talking all. You just think in all caps, just the way you talk.
That's fair. No, because like, it's one of those things where like, I make a schedule. I don't like to deviate from that schedule. The schedule is always gonna have to be deviated from. So I'm setting myself up for like being ticked off over something that didn't go right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working on like fixing that for a couple of years now. I'm a lot better than I was, but it still pops up every now and then. Like, I just try to, or like when I have a viewpoint, I try to keep an open head as much as I can. But sometimes when I feel like I've done enough research, then I'm just like, well, no, you're wrong on your thought process. And like,
you know what's funny is now that you say that, I feel like I've experienced that in the past from you.
Oh, 100%.
And it's a really bad example, but when it comes to like back in the day, it's not recent, but like early on with the car shit, you would tell me how much research you've done into something to get something done.
Yeah.
And of course,
yeah, I didn't know shit about what I was talking about.
Of course, well, like, regardless, I wasn't sensitive to that. And that would explain the momentary tension in that moment, which we got over relatively quick, I think, unless there's...
Well, we ended up talking about we stopped working, we had a beer, and then we talked about it.
Which is something we've always been super good at. Just chill out for a fucking minute and get it through.
But I think that's just because we understand each other on like a different level than...
We definitely always
Like-
have been on a different plane.
Because like I know like my friends, I've ticked my friends off, and sometimes it doesn't go well. Sometimes they just let it go the next day.
Right.
And they're just like, it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
But, I mean, I do it too. My biggest problem is I just say shit. And when I try to let it simmer, I do it a lot better, a lot more now, but I used to not just like take that like deep breath and like not care. I've been getting a lot more laid back.
Well, it's funny to hear you kind of speak on how you've grown into certain things, because what you're explaining is almost what I have to do. When I'm in a situation where like shit starts building, I'm like, you're not fucking listening to me.
Yeah.
And I start to get angry. I'll walk away, collect myself, maybe have a drink, whatever the case may be, and then after that I can be like, hey, listen, this is where I'm at. This is what I was saying. I'm sorry if it came off like shit.
Yeah.
And that's... I think you and I are way too much alike.
Well, I mean, okay, so...
It's always been that way, though.
Because my dad has that same problem. And every now and then it comes back out, but for the most... Like, 90% of the time, he's figured it out and he's doing better now. I noticed that Dustin does the same thing, too. Where, like, if him and I are, like, having a conversation and it's getting kind of heated because we're, like, not seeing eye to eye on what we're trying to say to each other.
Yeah.
Over whatever, he goes... Okay.
He does do that. He does do that. But I think with Dustin, honestly, that Dustin is married to a lot of his thoughts.
Yes.
Like, he's very set in his way.
It's not even that he's set in his way. Like, his schedule, he's set. But his thought process, I give him a lot of props on, like, when he gets thrown a new view, he does try to take that view and put it in. Like, when him and I are talking about anything, like, I don't know, political or geoeconomical or whatever, we're just two monkey brains fucking talking about something that we know nothing about.
Right,
but
right.
we try our hardest to, like, listen, and we actually have, like, I guess the best way to explain it is just, like, a thoughtful back and forth between whatever we're talking about. And, like, there's times where, like, he'll be telling me something, like, about, like, a historical event. I'm like,
Leftovers or the DMV
Number 97.
or house cleaning or Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
no. It was actually, like, this time, and he'll be like, oh, yeah, I think you're probably right. And, like, or, like, I'll be like, wait, I thought that Cyrus the Great did this. And he's like, no. Cyrus the Great was this. And then I was like, yeah, you're probably right. You just listened to it and I didn't. Like, yeah, we have a lot of random conversations like that. We both really enjoy history, and so we just talk about it all the fucking time.
Well, that might be the difference in what I'm talking about rather than what you're talking about, because my points of interest probably don't align with his.
Oh,
Not so much.
no, but there's still middle ground.
Well, there is. Him and I just have a different relationship than you and him do.
But it's also because I've hung out with him, like, at least once a week for the last, like, since I was 18, so.
It's true. He does come over often.
I would walk, yeah, we see each other, like, 2 or 3 times a week, and I hang out with, and before that, I would just walk over there and watch UFC with him, or, like, just do stuff like that. It was a way for me to get out of the house.
Sure.
When I felt claustrophobic, which is ironic, because I went to his fucking cave. And, but that was also a place where I was able to, like, let loose.
Yeah. I suppose that's different, yeah. You're getting to experience a whole nuance
Yeah.
on things at the moment. So,
Yeah.
So that's probably a big thing right now.
But now it's hilarious, too, because, you know, he's a minute and a half walking distance.
Yeah, literally,
So,
dude.
he'll just hit me. I'll be like, "Hey, you're taking a nap, or are you still at home?" And I'm like, "No, I'm at home still." So him and Santana just walk over and they like open a beer and just chill with me for a little bit.
That's not bad.
No, we just listen to music and chill.
Hell yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
I thoroughly enjoy being able to listen to music. So, like, her and I can just sit down and listen to music, and like, we're really good at just like enjoying the shit we're hearing.
Right.
And I do that a lot with Dustin, with my friends, and I enjoy showing him new music all the time, and like, I enjoy music to that extent, and so like my connecting point with everything was music, and I think having that ability to like show someone music that they I think they would like and they do like it, it really gives me like, I guess that's like my main communication method to like see whether, because if you can't listen to like, it's understandable if you can't listen to everything with somebody,
Right.
but if you have common ground, it makes things a lot easier.
In my opinion, maybe that's like a simple-minded output, but I would agree. I would agree with that. Only because most of the shit that he puts on while we're jamming out and hanging out and shit, I'm good with, you know? But there is a select few genres that I'm like, all right, buddy. We've beat this horse.
The Native American music, or...
Oh, no, he has not taken me down that fucking hallway.
Oh, he loves playing Apache war songs and Apache celebration songs, and it is something else. I don't like when he wants me to play yacht rock.
I got questions now.
What? So, like, on Sunday nights when we're like, we've exhausted the oldies, we've exhausted, like, the 80s, 90s electro.
Yeah.
We've exhausted my genres of music. And we just get bored. So, I don't know. Michael Bolton comes on, or like...
Yeah. When he starts going down that old hole, I'm like, all right.
When he goes down, like, yacht shoes and, like, or boat shoes and, like, cardigans, that whole rabbit hole.
Probably, yeah. I'm probably like, okay, but I'm gonna go to bed now.
That means it's bedtime.
Yeah.
If we're playing, you know what? Him and I will listen to fucking like Cannonball Adderley. Like if it's raining and it's dark outside, we'll just start listening to like Cannonball Adderley and like Miles Davis, and I don't know why.
I think that defines kind of the point that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because when like Miles Davis starts coming on, I'm like, all right, well.
Didn't you play saxophone?
I did, but I don't like it.
Really?
It's not that I didn't like playing saxophone. I love that fucking instrument. Playing it is great. Hearing it, on the other hand, for me is just not enjoyable.
That's wild, because I love listening to brass instruments.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't get behind it, man.
I love it so much.
Even hearing our fucking jazz band in high school, I was like, oh, brr.
Well, that's not a good indication of
there definitely wasn't the passion there.
No, because they were just doing it for a grade.
The passion, no, that's not true. The passion for the music as a whole was there. Hearing the music as a whole, it's a lot of the instruments on their solo. I don't know what the fuck it was.
It's very rudimentary in high school, and everyone's still trying to learn how to like spot off of each other. So like, it
was such a weird time to learn about music.
Well, it's like, okay, so when you're learning jazz in high school, it's more like you're learning like you're back in 4th grade picking up the instrument for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're learning an entirely new way, learning the way symphony works and how
symphony's a whole new
marching
fucking monster.
And like doing all of that. I mean, so my senior year we got to play our marching tunes, or not our stand tunes. Our band did a tribute to Carlos Santana.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
I fucking loved it so much.
Yeah,
I got to play
dude.
Evil Ways. I got to play Black Magic Woman. It was so fun. And I was playing the tuba the whole time, so I was that guy was like, bum, ba-da-da, bum,
Yeah, you were playing the bass line, dude.
Yeah. But it was so hard to count that shit because it was like 7/12 or like 7/11 and like 2/3 and like just these crazy
off beats.
Yeah.
Off beats.
And
all
trying
day.
to march to that was another challenge in itself.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. I
really wish that something I actually got to resonate on a little bit earlier this week was I wanted I wish I would have had the opportunity to take music theory.
You know what's funny
But
about
that's
music
such
theory?
a high... To them, it's such a high-end class.
So, I realized, because I wanted to learn music theory, so I just went on YouTube and started listening to a bunch of stuff about it.
I fucking forget that we have these supercomputers. And it pisses me off when I forget.
Oh, yeah, no, just start listening to music theory.
Dude, I can
Like-
teach myself whatever the fuck I need right here.
It's so fascinating. But, like, I realized that we know music theory. It's just learning how to play the instrument and learning the scales and learning, like... that
What do you
there's-
mean we know music theory?
So, you know that, like, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C?
Right. What do they define music theory as?
Music theory is, like, the way you count stuff, the way that, like... So, for instance, like, a D minor scale is for when you're trying to show sorrow or, like, anxiety. And then, like, an E minor scale, or, like, a G scale, or is for, like, more stand-up-ish, like, excitement and everything like that.
Are you fist-fucking me right now?
No, that's really what music theory is.
So...
Music theory is, like, understanding there's only 8 notes.
So
And
what...
those 8 notes are just going up octaves. And, like, how you count, like, a bass clef versus a treble clef versus a drum clef. Yeah.
And then align with BPM.
Mm-hmm.
It puts...
Yeah, so if you play, like, 120 beats per minute with D minor scale, you're going to give a sense of, like, foreboding, like, someone's about to die right now. And then if you put it down to, like, 75 BPM, then the D minor scale all of a sudden is like, oh, someone already died. Or, like, someone's going through a depression. And then if you have, like, an E minor scale, it does, like, the same kind of format.
Well, now I'm definitely going on YouTube.
But, like, that's what it is. Like, the reason why we learn the B flat scale is because it's the only scale that you need or that you can use where it doesn't take anything. You don't have to worry about any half steps because everything's just there. And then you can narrow everything down to that scale and simplify any song to it. That's all just music theory. Like it.
That's super interesting, dude.
So, like, you doing band, you learned it. They just didn't explain deeper into all of that.
No, they didn't, and I wish they would have. They should start with that. Maybe not, because that's super complicated.
If you try to teach a fourth... Listen, you just want the fourth grader to learn how to hold the trumpet correctly.
Yeah, I was going to say, somebody has to understand music and understand... I really think, like, somebody has to... You have to have music, like, in you.
Yeah, because you can't just teach that to someone that just wants to play the instrument.
That's,
they actually have to
true. No,
want to know.
You're definitely right. Yeah, music has to be, like, a part of who you are.
Yeah.
On a very rhythmic and on a very mental level.
I think that if you can't keep an internal metronome, like just standing right here, just like,
right,
then you probably shouldn't learn music theory because you don't.
Well, there's some people I hear sing to this day, and I'm like, yo, maybe don't?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you not do that?
I'm impressed. There's a lot of people that are like naturally gifted.
Right.
That just like never gave a shit. It's just like, dude, if you just took like 6 months out to try, you would be leaps and bounds better than a lot of people that have been putting effort in.
That feeling right there, what you just described, is like why I feel at least mildly obligated to try something. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's here.
It exists.
It exists. I just want to hone it and try.
Oh, yeah.
And if I can make something of it, then fucking great.
Oh, yeah. Learning that I just have a hard time reading really filled up my
reading music?
Oh, no, I can read music. But, like, I just mean, like, reading in general. Like,
okay.
I have a difficult time, like, getting, like... So if I read a paragraph, I'd have to read it 3 times in order to, like, understand half of it.
Right.
And it's not through a lack of effort or anything like that. I realized that, like, I just can't read like that. And then it freed my mind, it freed myself to, like, be able to just do other stuff that, like, where, like, I do kind of excel more in. So, like, around the time where I realized, like, I'm just not that good at reading and, like, obtaining the information, that's when I started just trying to work on my car a little more. And then I realized, oh, I'm kind of mechanical. Like, I'm not good at it, but I at least understand that this is just a big puzzle. And then from there, I've learned leaps and bounds more, but...
It's crazy to be able to get to a certain point where you start to understand kind of what you retain more of.
Yeah.
And what you understand more of immediately. And that shit blows my mind.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. By the way, I should say like reading as in like reading like literature.
Yeah,
Not like
I know what you're talking about.
like I can read directions and I can solve it, figure it out. But like it's just reading literature. Like,
well, one of the things that they in school, you know, the word special needs got tossed around a lot for me. It took them till my junior year in high school to finally realize that maybe it was literally just a lack of interest.
yeah.
Like, not intentional. It wasn't like I wasn't trying, but it's literally just like my brain I just don't connect with the shit that they're teaching me.
Did I ever tell you that I was told? So I told you I was in honors classes.
Yes.
But did I tell you that I was told to like not take honors classes?
Why?
Because it didn't seem like I was really obtaining all the information that they were giving me.
Oh, God.
In history and in math and in science, I was able to do all of it.
Right.
But English, well, I had a couple math teachers that just didn't like me, and they're like, "You're not gonna make it next year." And like, the amount of teachers I've had tell me like, "Yeah, you're just not gonna." So I realized until like I started making like $50K a year, no one really ever told me that they were happy, like proud of me. Like through like all the stuff I've done, through all the like teachers. I don't think I had one teacher that told me that I was a bright student, and that was in 8th grade. And then beyond that, it was just like I never had like a compliment given to me.
I'm gonna expand on that, but first, I have to pee again.
All right.
Because I'm a fucking scumbag. Oh, thank God. I feel so much better. It was getting pressurized. Couldn't focus. To follow up on what you were just saying, it's a little ironic to me to hear that come out of your mouth, only because that has been a feeling that I've had even as an adult. You know, it's almost like it's like a just a small desire, just for somebody in the work, in the school, it doesn't matter, just a little acknowledgement.
Not even like doing a good job, just effort.
Yeah,
Just
no,
like,
no.
Hey,
like,
I see that you're trying really hard.
right.
Like,
It's not. I don't feel like it's that much to ask, and I feel like it's like it's almost like a deep seated thing now, which is fucking pretty depressing to talk about.
well,
But
I mean,
even at like work.
you work really hard and
Yeah.
you put the effort in, and it doesn't. When someone tells you, "Hey, good job," it doesn't matter anymore.
No, it's
'Cause
great.
It's not what you're looking for.
But when you just keep going and you keep trying, and then it's always, we're gonna take a step farther and say it's always feels like a failure.
100%. Whenever, so like for me, it's like whenever, because of that lack of like, feeling like I was doing good enough, I constantly tried harder,
Right.
and it got to a point where like my second semester in senior year, I fully shut down. Like it got to a point where I went from having like 6 honors classes to having 3 and 3 TAing classes. Or like 2 TAing classes, and I did sisters, which was weightlifting.
See, I couldn't even imagine, like, at that point, not receiving any recognition. I feel like if you've went that far above and beyond, 'cause that's what AP and advanced classes are, right?
Yeah, advanced placement. You're doing. I had, before I went to college, or community college, I already had like a year and a half done.
See?
Like,
And
but I never got I was never told I got called a fucking bum and a scumbag for a while because I just wanted to take some time off of school and like not like just decompress a little bit, and because of that I was just a lazy piece of shit in like everyone's eyes for a while.
Jeez, dude.
And then when I started working, that's when it happened at work too, where it was just like, and like when you're holding down 2-3 jobs at a time, and you're just being told consistently that like, why aren't you fucking trying hard enough to do something? It's like, how much harder do I have to try? Like,
Right.
it's
How much farther do I have to
like,
push?
where am I supposed to be here? I had 2 jobs and was going to a tech school, and they were like, and I was just like, why aren't you trying hard enough? Like, how much harder do I need to push like, even when I got this job, how much harder do I have to push myself to prove to you I'm not an average employee?
Right.
How much of a leader do I have to be to convince you that I deserve more than 10 cents more an hour every year?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what point do I make the effort in to where it's acceptable? Recently, I've had a lot more positive feedback in my life, and like, I was telling her at one point, like, I'm trying really hard to show positive emotion whenever I'm given a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm doing a lot better with it now, but it's still like a point of contention for me where, like, I think that when someone says, hey, good job, it's supposed to be sarcastic or it's a lie. And I need to tell myself that maybe it's just authentic. Maybe this person is actually proud of me, or that, like...
Damn, dude. I feel the shit you're saying way too fucking close to home.
Also, isn't it crazy that I just turned 27?
Could have done without that.
But no, I was always also around a bunch of older people too, so...
Man,
I mean, I've had a couple of mental breakdowns. I've spiraled into depression, thinking I was never going to be good enough for anything.
Right.
And I've since then grown out of it. I remember one time, it was around Christmas time, I couldn't afford gifts. And everybody kept telling me, like, oh, you have a good job, why don't you get us gifts? And it's like, well, because I'm paying shit off. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I remember I got to a point where I broke down, and I just, like, cried on my mom. And that was weird, because I was, like, 22 or 23.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I'm never going to be good enough. Like, nothing I do will ever amount up to anything in anyone's eyes.
Well, you growing up, you constantly had the next step in front of you by no doing of your own. And I'm not gonna get into detail on that for personal reasons. But that is definitely one thing that you did have, was you'd get halfway through succeeding with one step and have the next one thrown in your face abruptly.
Yeah, and then I was expected to accomplish that goal and the next goal.
Right. So let's get to that, so you can succeed at that one, and we can do this whole fucking revolution one more time. But it's never one more time. It's always been
The next thing. Well, it's like...
Your expectations, sure as shit, were set fucking higher than the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, no.
All day.
Dustin's brought that up to me a couple of times where he's like, yeah, no, you were so far ahead of everybody else because you had no choice but
I was going to say, you didn't have a fucking choice.
Like, if I got a B, it was like, why are you slipping? Like, you're not trying hard enough?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I volunteered
Mm-hmm.
after I got done wrestling or cross country or whatever. And then I still got to practice. Because I still got to practice my instrument because I don't have my stuff memorized yet. And then I also still have to do my homework that for this class that I feel like I'm failing in now because I got a B. Like,
so I guess it's kind of ironic that I just brought myself full circle on this, because what we started off with was how you feel ridiculous for acting a certain way at a certain age. In a general sense.
yeah.
I kind of have the mindset of, if you're doing your shit and you're taking care of your shit, which you always have, front to back, then who the fuck is anybody to say how you act when in your spare time, in your fair time, in your fun time?
I'm not gonna lie. Today when I woke up, I did not want to go to work, and I told myself that if it's fucking wet outside, then I'm just gonna call in.
Yeah.
And I went outside and it was wet, and I was like, fuck, I already took a shower. I guess I'm just gonna go. So I went to work, and the entire time I was going to work, I was just thinking of that, like, what was that, Kennedy, when he was like, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And I'm like, I'm fucking hard.
Fucking.
Because I went to work.
No, I don't see anything wrong with that,
Like,
man.
I just think it's funny because it's like one of those things where it's like, it's just convincing myself. Like, my alarm to wake up in the morning at, like, at 4:30 in the morning is a wake up, motherfucker.
Don't you work? Is it David
Wake the
Goggins?
fuck up, bitch. No, it's just my phone telling me wake the fuck up, bitch.
Don't you work? How long are your shifts?
My shifts are 8 hours, 6 to 2:30. The last couple of months, I've stopped working my 10, 11-hour shifts.
Okay, well that really backfired.
No, okay. So
But-
the reason why is because for 5 years I worked 56 to 64 hours a week,
Right.
nonstop, and even through COVID, through everything, and I just got tired, and I told them, like, I'll work those hours again, but I need to, like, I need, like, 6 months of just not being a part of it. I really just need to, like, reset a little bit and feel like a normal human being for a while.
So at what point don't you think you don't deserve a little bit of extra recognition? Why are you selling yourself short?
It's not that I feel like I don't deserve recognition. It's that I don't need to hear it from anybody.
No, you don't.
Because-
You need to hear it from yourself, though.
Yeah, and I give myself those props, but then once I reach that goal, I'm like, all right, well, there's a new goal, and I need to get to that goal now. Like I don't like, for instance, I have this amazing townhouse. I'm about to pay my car off all the way, and I'm just like, I could kind of just like buy this GR86 and what's wrong with starting it all over again? Let's keep going with this.
What are you starting all over again?
The payments, just continue. Like, I need to keep this Corolla for a while because I hate to say it, but it actually is a really good car.
Sure.
I don't need a fun car at the moment. As of right now, me getting 40 miles per gallon and being able to seat 4 people in my car is a lot more useful than me having a 2-seater with 250 horsepower and a 6-speed manual.
It might just be our age difference,
Maybe.
but I got to a certain point after working 12-hour shifts for as long as I have, and just being a robot
Yeah.
to a certain degree, where I finally decided I have to do something, no matter what the degree, for me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, and it buries your mind, and if you let that continue to bury, then you're just gonna end up as a robot.
I felt like a robot for a while, and I think me not working 10, 11, 12 hours has made me not feel like a robot.
Yeah,
and has made me
I admire
feel
that.
more of a human being. And I
admire the fact that you stuck up for yourself on that much.
it took me a moment to, like, tell myself it was okay, because it got to a point where I was like, I can't work this again.
You literally
Like,
you literally can't do this forever.
no,
And
there's a time clock on everything, and
I feel it week to week.
yeah.
I know I'm not trying to keep bringing it back to me. But the age difference, I'm trying to give you a heads up is what I'm doing.
No, and I appreciate it entirely, and I'm listening.
Just I never thought I used to hear my dad talk about, making it throughout the week is hard. And I never understood. I never understood what he talking about when he said his hands would hurt when he work on cars.
Oh my god.
Then the other day I went to work on a car and I went to do some contortion move and I was like, "Ow!
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Are you fucking
Yeah.
Are you fist fucking me right now?"
Like your hand locks up.
It hurt a lot.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because so
Well, you work directly with your hands still.
yeah.
So, I mean, I do too, but not in the small sense. Not in the
Yeah, no, I'm working with tight tolerances and like the biggest thing. It's weird because I work with units that have like an inch and a half, inch and like 3/16 nuts on them, and they have to be torqued down to like 300 foot-pounds. And then I also work with units that are
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
And then I also work with units that have that require like a 7/32 lock nut on the back of them, and I'm like,
that.
or like a 3. Have you ever seen a 356 or 64th nut?
Nope.
That's like the size of like your fucking, like the front part of your pinky,
Oof.
and that hurts my hands more than anything else. And it's also like 11 or like 7 inch-pounds of torque on them. And I'm
I
like,
feel like I'd break a lot.
I've broken a lot. And then it's even worse because like you can't just get a new component, so you have to like drill it out, and you have to put a helicoil in there and all of that stuff. So Like, it's not that though. What fucks my hands up is doing lock wire.
Yeah, lock wire sounds like shit.
It's the worst portion of my job.
To finish my thought, just real quick. What I was kind of saying about that, I'm glad you took initiative in figuring out what you need to be healthy with.
Yeah.
As far as your work, because like I used to hear a lot back in the day and not understanding why the fuck it was so hard to make it through the weeks. I have a hard time getting up on Fridays now.
It's so I have a hard time getting.
I'm
up on
sure
Fridays.
you've figured it out at this point because you've done a lot more shit than I have at a younger age. But getting up on Thursday and Friday, it's fucking painful.
I think Wednesday's the worst.
Dude, when you hit that hill.
Well, Wednesday is like that that moment where you're like, we're not halfway yet.
No, and it's depressing. It really is. And then like,
yeah, I told my, a good way to stop to end this.
On a good note.
Yeah,
you got a good note?
I got a good note.
Let's do it.
So the reason why my work was okay with me okay doing what I'm doing is because I told them that at the end of the day my mental health matters more than what the company and if you want me to continue working as well as I am, I need you to take into account my mental health when it's necessary.
You said that to him?
Yeah.
Oh yes, that makes me happy.
I said it to him with HR in the room. Because I wasn't going to try to play that game without them.
No wonder they listened.
And, yeah. And then, so, like, you know, with whatever grain of salt I can give to anybody, just make sure that by the end of the day that you do care about your mental health and that, you know, going for a walk might just be enough to help you out. Or, like, I don't know, buy some colored pencils and draw some abstract art.
Whatever the fuck it is that you want.
Yeah, just... At the end of the day, it is important to worry about your mental health and get 8 hours of sleep because you don't want to be hallucinating while you're awake.
That might be half my problem. Sleep.
Yeah, we should just stop on that one because I just have another story.
No, I definitely agree with you, man. It took me a lot longer than it should have to recognize how important it is to be right with yourself upstairs, and I think a lot of people take that for granted. So for you to acknowledge that at 27 is big.
Well, I realized that at the age of 24 when I started noticing I actually have gray hairs.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I was like, I'm 24 years old. I just shouldn't have that. But
so all in all, make sure you take care of you to some degree.
Yeah, be mindful of your own of your own self.
You have to be the best version of you. You have to take care of the best version of you. Otherwise, you're going to fall short of your own expectations. And
I think that's good.
That's pretty solid. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
No, my Instagram's fucking boring.
Yeah. Stetson is scheduled for next week.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
A good friend, Stetson Carter, will be on next Friday.
He'll be a little nervous, maybe.
Oh,
I don't want to speak for him. He listens to this too.
He's nervous, but that's okay. He won't hear this. This isn't going to drop till after him.
Oh, fair enough.
So, Stetson, beware. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited to have him. I'm excited to keep watching this thing build.
I'm excited.
I expect he'll be back.
Most likely, yeah.
Probably.
We can talk about sleep depravity. That's a fun one.
Oh, that's another episode.
That's what I was saying.
Sleep depravity. I love it. Okay. As always, check us out on Spotify, Instagram. We're on YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever the fuck you listen to your content. We are there. Any questions? meversusmeinfo@gmail.com. And don't forget to make questions, comments, concerns, anything you need. We will be here. I love you.
Thank you.